What is going on, YouTube? You know what it is. This is Keynote Comics, the place where you can discover comic books and comic book related content. And I am Brandon Griggs. What we have for you today is a Keynote unboxing. Now, this is a book that I've been waiting for. This is a book that I've talked about a lot on Stash, Cash, or Pass. So if you have been watching that series, you will probably know exactly what this book is. I've been saying, hey, if you're speccing on Star Wars books, this might be one that you need to look into. And I'm not saying you gotta go out and get it. This is honestly me picking this up more because I really like the character. I ended up reading the series and started to really enjoy it. Like, if you have not read the series, I would suggest checking it out. I don't know if it's a trade paperback somewhere, but by all means, definitely do it if you can and if you're actually interested. Okay. With that being said, if you like our channel and you've seen other videos or you happen to like what you viewed today, be sure to make sure that you like and subscribe. Make sure you also hit that notification bell because, you never know what's gonna pop up on these episodes. I might drop some new information that you might not know about.
We might give something away.
So you never know. Also, on top of that, we are trying to reach 500 subscribers so we can do our giveaway. We've been patiently waiting on that. We're almost there. I believe we're currently at 393 subscribers. So just a little bit more to go. If you want to help us out getting there, and you're looking forward to also seeing what's in the what's for the
giveaway.
I'm lost for words at this point. But with no further ado, we're gonna get into this book. We're gonna see what's inside, and hopefully you guys enjoy. We got this whole fragile. Had to say it fancy.
That's pretty dope handwriting.
It is. You do this?
No.
Fragile. What does it say? It says handle with care. Couldn't tell what the last thing was at first. But if you are checking out this episode today, I'm going to actually drop off some little knowledge that I discovered literally yesterday. Referring to one of the Star Wars books that I actually ended up getting. We ended up doing the unboxing for it live on the Stash, Cash, or Pass episode. This might not be what I need, but we're gonna see if I can use this to cut it open. But so I found some information out about the particular book, and it has to do with Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic number 9. Now, issue 9 is supposed to be the first full appearance of not Darth Revan, but the character Revan, who later becomes Darth Revan down the line. He's from the Knights of the Old Republic franchise, and on that episode of Stash, Cash, or Pass, I basically discussed how I kind of felt like it wasn't such a great, how we would say, first full appearance. It's very vague, and CGC has it listed as the first full appearance on their label. I've seen other places they have it listed as the first full appearance, and you kind of don't get this idea that it's the first full appearance because you don't see a face. All right, so you see nothing that's gonna really distinguish the character, and then on top of that, you don't have a name that goes along with it. So no one ever calls, this figure that you see, it's a person literally in a cloak. You can't see the face, you just see the cloaked body. And I just don't see that as being a reasonable, I guess you got to put things together in context, and it's just kind of like a technicality I guess to a certain extent, which is kind of what's happening with a certain situation. Now, I ended up reading that this may not actually have been his first appearance. He actually may have had a cameo appearance in Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic issue 0, which came out in March, and issue 9 came out in September of 2006. So issue 0 came out in March 2006, and 9 came out in September 2006. So there's a little scene in issue 0 where, if you want to pick up issue 0, I think issue 0 is definitely recommended because it is Malik, first appearance of Squint, who becomes Malak, and Malak is the apprentice of Revan once they go to the dark side and everything, and they're going through the whole war situation. So it is worth picking up that issue regardless. But there is a scene or a panel where you see a group of characters that are kind of like the bad guys, and they're talking to this.
Hey, I'm gonna need you to not treat Blue Razor like you're treating a new blender.
What?
Would you use an X-Acto knife?
I don't know, man. I'm just going in it. But yeah, so basically there's the figures, right? Recycle, guys.
Throw it.
Recycle or reuse, which is still recycling, right? Okay, cool. So a little confused at first. So yeah, basically, you see the bad guys talking to this person and some other people that are with them, and then you see Squint, aka Malak, and the main character, who's kind of like on the run. They're saying, they're basically talking, and then it goes to another panel, and then the group of villains, I guess, that were just talking to this random character says something along the lines of something has crossed paths, and I think that's why it's being said that this is potentially the cameo appearance of Revan, because the crossing paths is, I guess, supposed to represent it. Based off of my interpretation, the crossing paths is the representation of Revan and Malak being in the same space.
Hey, let me ask you a question real quick.
What's up?
We were referring to Squint from Star Wars. Were they talking on Tatooine?
No.
Okay. The only reason I was asking because that would really be a sand blot.
Nice. No, I see exactly what you did there. Nah, that's facts. But nah, I actually don't even remember what planet they're on. It's more one of those flying city like Star Wars things.
There we go.
All right. But yeah, so one of the characters is a female character. She states this, and that's the only way I'm like, okay, that's the only, because I literally went back, like once I saw the information, I went back and looked at the issue, because I was like, I've already read this. I was like, there's nowhere where I would have suspected, oh, this is gonna be Revan anywhere in it, because like once again, you don't see anybody that's like gonna be distinguished as this particular character, and the only way you can make out that this may potentially be the character is with those words being put together. And so the whole thing is they're trying to stop something bad from happening. And if you know the story of Knights of the Old Republic, Revan and Malak turn to the dark side, and they become a very big problem for the galaxy in general. So with that character getting these kind of feelings, these forced feelings like something bad has just happened, and he said like these paths have been crossed, it's because literally Malak and Revan were literally in the same space. They didn't interact with each other, and they probably didn't even know each other at the time, but they just happened to be in the same area, and they were able to sense, the character was able to sense it. But onto this book. This is a book that I've been talking about for quite some time. This is Star Wars. Honestly, I just think it's just Star Wars. I kind of find a hard time trying to find this series to read because it was only titled Star Wars. And just imagine typing in Star Wars and not knowing what else to go off of. But this is Star Wars. Now the title of the issue is Outlander, and this is Star Wars number 10, Outlander. So what we have is, this is supposed to be the first appearance, or it is actually the first appearance of Asherad Het, who later becomes Darth Krayt. And right now, the first appearance of Darth Krayt is popping right now. These prices have gone up significantly, and honestly, this is what I would be speccing on, because Asherad Het was originally supposed to be the villain for Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. Now, whether or not they're still going to be going down that route and doing the same thing is kind of debatable, because they ended up deciding to make a switch because the storyline was too close to like being along the lines of the Mandalorian. But who knows, they might have changed it up, and they might still use this character, because this is honestly a character that's worthwhile of them introducing into the Star Wars universe. This is a character that's from Tatooine, as you can see. Now, I would say this is him. This might actually be his father on the cover. This is another thing that I ended up coming across yesterday. But I honestly believe this is him. And it would make more sense because this is his first full appearance, and the way this issue goes about, like, it would make more sense that there would be him on this cover, because it's kind of like his whole I guess in the Sand People or Tusken Raider lifestyle, it's his becoming a man thing, and he kind of gets the lightsaber from his father type of thing. So I think it would make more sense for him to be on this cover than it being his father. But I hear some people saying this might actually just be his father, Sharad Het, and not and not Asherad Het. So I picked this book up for, I want to say $25, and now at this point in time, of course, Star Wars books are spiking like crazy. A seller that I originally was supposed to get a copy from, they wanted a little bit more than that, and I wasn't really trying to pay it. And on top of that, I was a little confused because they had already sold a book that was using the same exact pictures, and even though they had some pretty good ratings on there, I just didn't, it just felt sketchy to me. So I didn't want to, like, it kind of sounded like when I was communicating with them, they were trying to be like, oh yeah, I sold it, but maybe someone either bought it and didn't pay for it, so they still have the same book, which is why they're still using the same picture. Or they're trying to, fake the sales and try and be like, oh, I'm selling these at this price all the time, so this is what I can say to use to be like, hey, no, this is the price that I'm charging. This is what I want you to pay for it because I've already clearly sold this book before for this price. Yeah, the condition of the book is not going to be a 9.8. I know that for a fact. I'm completely fine with that. I just wanted to find a really decent copy because it's already hard enough to currently find this book on the secondary market. But I would say this is potentially maybe a 9.4, 9.6. We'll see. Maybe if I decide to get it graded, I'm going to kind of sit on it for a while and see what happens. But this is also something I want on my PC for my Star Wars collection. I'm kind of starting to get that started. And yeah, it's nice. If you're not familiar with the character, definitely look into it. If you're not familiar with the series, I would definitely recommend it as far as reading wise. You don't even have to try and collect these issues. Just see if you can find the trade or find it online. It's a very good story, and you would probably honestly like this character. This character's pretty badass. I just gotta say that, which is why he becomes the badass Darth, villain that he ends up becoming down the line. I gotta say Darth villain. I was gonna say Darth, and then I couldn't figure any other words to combine with that, so villain. But it's kind of funny because Vader begins with a V, so yeah. So with that being said, make sure you stay tuned on other episodes to see if I drop any more knowledge on anything else. And of course, once again, we got some giveaways that we're trying to get out. Not quite sure what we're gonna do for the end of the year. Maybe we'll do something, maybe we won't, but be sure to stay tuned just in case.
It is the end of the year.
What is today's date? I don't even know anymore, guys.
It's the 26th.
Okay, but we're gonna be doing the recap thing, and maybe we'll drop. I want to drop something in there, but I haven't figured out what it is, so that's why I'm saying maybe we will and maybe we won't. We'll love to do something.
Still next year.
The episode will drop next year, but it's still a part of it because we're gonna be shooting it in the year, correct?
No.
At this point, I guess it really doesn't matter. Point is, stay tuned. Once again, guys, if you like what you saw today, be sure to like and subscribe. If you are getting into Star Wars books and you're speccing on certain Star Wars books, be sure to drop them down below on what characters you think might end up showing up into the Star Wars universe. We know we got Ezra Bridger coming in, we got Thrawn coming in, and just a whole bunch of other stuff that people are speccing on. But right now, this is my character. There is one more that's actually in the series, and I believe it is the second issue from this issue. And that is for Quinlan Vos. So that's another book that I would love to pick up. I haven't found it at a right price because now that book people are trying to sell for about $60 when it was originally going for about $25. So we'll see. Maybe I'll end up getting it. Maybe I won't. But if I don't, that's cool because I got this one. This is the one I really wanted. So as usual, guys, keep us locked in and peace. We'll see you next time.